Today we went looking for this old ghost town that we'd heard about. We had to hike in on this railroad and over this bridge, and anyway, here is what we found. So today was our friend's wedding, and they got married in their yard, and we all watched outside on an Instagram live because of Corona. Honestly, it was beautiful. But it gets better because they came around and a whole bunch of their friends were waiting for them, and they had their first dance right there in the streets. These events will go down in history, and it feels incredible to have witnessed such a special moment with such a special couple. Welcome to day 5 of building the ultimate hangout spot, made out of pallets and other cheap materials. The first thing we did today was to hit the hardware store and ask for their scrap wood. They didn't have any today. So instead we went to Home Depot to their 70% off wood section and walked away with a bunch of great wood for like a couple cents a pop. We also checked their roofing section. We would love to get this clear paneling for the roof to see the stars when we sleep in it, but it is pretty expensive. Amazingly, some of you guys wanted to help contribute, so I'll put my Venmo in my bio in case anyone wants to help donate to this project. And as a way of saying thank you, all the donor names will be painted onto the fort and the top donor will get to name it. Back home, Holly's brother, Ollie, had come over to play. Our job today was to add in the rest of the walls. So we leveled out the wood, added the pallets together, and then planted them onto the floor. We still need to cement the base, build another layer of pallets on top of it, and add support around, but it's cool to see what it looks like at the moment. This is my sad, leaning mailbox. Today it was my job to fix that. So I dug a hole around it and carefully tried to cut out the grass. I had to be careful to uproot it but not break the grass, and I found this part really satisfying. I then pulled out the pole and dug out a little bit more soil. I then cleared out everything in the mailbox and found this rusty stuff, and then I malleted the base pole back in straight. I then laid some cement and I filled it up with water so it would set. I then grabbed some new hardware for the pole and drove that in, and then I put the post box back in. I put a little bit of soil on top of the cement so that the grass would actually grow again, and then push the grass back on. I found that really satisfying as well. And there's my straight mailbox. Welcome to day 4 of building the ultimate hangout spot with pallets and other super cheap materials. First of all, 150,000 of you guys followed me yesterday. Thank you so much, and I promise to keep putting out the best content that I can. So now that we have the foundation, the floor, and the pillars in, our goal today was to get in the first wall. The walls are going to consist of wood pallets all lined up. The problem that we realized is that they were all uneven, so we had to cut away the uneven bits and level it all out with random bits of wood. And by the way, if you're wondering where Holly is, she's getting a bath. Anyway, so we ended up realizing that the best way to get the wall straight was to line it up and connect the pallets first, and then move the whole thing onto the platform. After some trial and error and more adjusting, it finally worked and we succeeded at our first wall. We'll put another layer on top of it and then build around. And that was it for today, so we'll see you on day 5. It's day 3 of building the ultimate hangout spot made out of free pallets and other cheap materials. So we have our foundation and our floor, and we want to build some pillars for the walls. We hit the hardware store and asked for their scrap wood, so we got a bunch of great pillars for free. We made all the pillars 4x4 inches in dimension, and we gave them spikes so that we could drive them into the ground. Holly was a huge help in this part of the project. So our first plan was just to drive these pillars as deep as they could go, but then we realized that was never going to work. If you haven't realized, we are not pros. We are literally just winging this. So it was back to Dad's Paradise, Home Depot for cement. Turns out cement is super cheap, so we got like 240 pounds for 15 bucks.
I did not think, like, it's a small little bag. You don't think it's gonna be very heavy. Why do I white shirt?
Then we dug out the holes, put in the cement, mixed it up, put in the pillars. We wrote our names, of course, and see you on day 4.